Hey friends, welcome to today's video. Today I have a collection of, I don't know, maybe 10 or so products that I rely on and go to when I need to smooth or blur texture. These are my personal recommendations and best picks for products that actually smooth out skin, make things look blurred and smooth. I have a collection of foundations, I have powders in here for you, I have a primer, I have a blush, and I also have some lips to help with like smoothing out texture on the lips. I have really dry lips and there's a lot of fine lines on my lips, and part of the reason our lips look smaller sometimes is because there's so much texture. If we can just kind of give the illusion of less and smoother lips, it'll give the illusion of larger lips. So I've got you covered in terms of what types of products. I'll have everything that I talk about in this video listed in the description box with links to purchase so you guys can check that out. Let's go ahead and get started. And I'm actually going to start with lips because I did team up with City Beauty for this video because they are having 35% off site-wide, you guys. 35% off with my code LisaJ now through the 19th, which is like amazing. Amazing. So, I mean, that's like Black Friday deals. I want to share the lip products that I go to when I want smoother, fuller lips, and that is their City Lips collection. And what I love about their lip collection is they actually have a matte liquid lip formula, and then they have a lip plumping gloss. Both of these are actually lip plumpers, which is really amazing because typically when we look for a lip plumper, we always find it in a gloss, but City Beauty has it in a matte formula. Today I have on the shade Pink Taupe, which is my favorite of the matte colors. It is what you see now, and I topped it with San Diego, which is a really beautiful pink gloss with some gold shimmer. These are going to smooth out texture on the skin, so if you have a lot of fine lines or dry lips, it's going to smooth that out and make everything look smooth and blurred, which is going to make your lips look more full. It has a really beautiful light sensation on the lips. It's very comfortable. It doesn't burn at all like some other lip plumpers. I really enjoy these. So I wanted to recommend the shade Pink Taupe and then San Diego, and I also love the clear. I have the clear here, you guys, as well too. So these are kind of my go-to when I want full, smooth, blurred lips. One more recommendation while we're talking about the City Beauty sale is their mascara. I love their mascara. I have it on today. Super lengthening, full lashes, lots of volume, lots of length, but it separates, it doesn't clump. You can build it without it looking heavy. So I wanted to mention those as well. Okay, let's dive into the next product. So let's talk about setting powders because I have setting powders here in front of me, and I actually grabbed 3. I always try and narrow these down, you know, so that I'm not mentioning too much of one category, but I really felt like these 3 are the best in terms of blurring texture and pores on the cheeks and smoothing things out. The It Bye Bye Pores powder is the higher end of the 3. The other 2 are drugstore. I really love this, and I also love it in the loose formula for a translucent powder that's just going to set and mattify the skin and completely blur out pores and texture, but not alter or change the color of the foundation. This is a really beautiful powder. And again, in pressed or loose, they're both fantastic and I've been using them for years. So let's talk about the 2 drugstore options that I have. I have the number 7 Lift and Illuminate powder. If you've been following me for a little while, when I discovered this was like all I could talk about on my channel for a couple of months. This is a beautiful setting powder. It says it's translucent, but it has a tiny bit of color. It's not going to alter the shade of your foundation much. It might lighten it a little bit if, of course, you're a little bit darker. It just gives such smooth, silky looking skin. It's not as mattifying as the It, I find. Like, you're going to get more of a natural skin finish with this. It's less mattifying, I should say. It is a powder, so it is going to cut down any radiance that you have in a luminous foundation, but it's not going to make it look like flat matte. Really love this product. It's a drugstore product. It is on the higher end of drugstore pricing, I believe. So I wanted to recommend another. This is the Revlon blurring powder, and this is phenomenal as well. So this one, does this one have color to it? I want to say it has a little bit of color. I don't even have a shade name on the back of this, unfortunately. Yeah, I don't have a shade name on the back of it. It looks, let's see. No, it's translucent. This is the translucent powder, and this also is going to give, I would say that this is actually pretty much a dupe for the It Cosmetics. Very similar in terms of finish, the way that it leaves the skin. It's a great option for blurring pores on the skin or fine lines. If you have really dry skin, I would definitely go with the number 7. If you have normal skin, any of them, but if you have dry skin, the number 7 is the best. Okay, let's talk about blush. This is actually a new product that I discovered. This is from Too Faced, and it is the blurring blush. I have the shade Cloud Crush right here. I just got this about 2 weeks ago, and it's so beautiful, and it actually does blur texture. It blurs pores. This is where my pores are most noticeable on my cheek, and this actually smooths out and blurs the skin. This color is so pretty. It's just a really gorgeous kind of everyday rosy shade, very soft and light. I really love this. I'll definitely pick it up in a few more shades, so I wanted to share that as well. If you want a cream formula on blush, but you also want it to be blurring, I highly recommend the new Danessa Myricks Yummy Skin Blurring Blushes. These are so good. They really do blur the skin just like the foundation does, which is on my list next. Really beautiful colors. These are pretty pigmented, so you want to be a little light-handed when you apply it. I have this shade here, Rose and Brunch, and this was to me the best kind of everyday shade for my skin tone. I only picked this one up, but I am going to pick up at least another just because I want to test and try these out. They're very pigmented, so I recommend using like your finger to apply a little bit on the cheek and then maybe blending it out with a big fluffy brush, something that's really going to move and blend the product into the skin. Initially, when I applied this, I went straight to the brush, and I did feel like I applied a little too much product the first time. So this takes a little bit of playing with and finding out your comfort level and the easiest way to apply it. But even though it has a lot of pigment, it shears out really nicely. So you can still shear it out and get a wash of color. You just have to be careful how much you use to apply. Okay, let's hop over to the one primer that I have. I only have one primer, believe it or not. I have a few primers that I've used in the past that are great for blurring texture, but this is the one I've been using lately. And again, I wanted this to kind of be like current favorites. This is the Peter Thomas Roth Instant Firm X No Filter Primer. This really does tighten the face, tightens the pores, makes them like invisible, makes them disappear, controls shine, helps with fine lines and pores. It is really, really nice. If you have very dry skin, this might feel a little too for you. You might want something that feels a little bit more hydrating. One that I would recommend if you are drier, this is something new that I've been trying, is the Forever Glow Veil. This definitely is more hydrating. It still will blur the pores, not quite like this, but it might be a good balance for someone with really dry skin that wants to minimize texture. But if you just want a smooth doll face, and I like a porcelain doll face, this one is your go-to. All right, you guys, I have three foundations that I picked. I bet you guys can probably guess what they are. I already told you one of them, which is the Danessa Myricks Blurring Balm Powder Foundation. It's so strange to me it's called a powder. It kind of does set like a powder, but it's more of a balm cream finish. This is a really, really unique and special product. I think it looks beautiful. It gives super matte, flawless finish, and it stays like that all day. It doesn't budge, it doesn't get shiny, it doesn't move. Again, very dry skin, probably not gonna love it. It has an ingredient called Upsolite in it, which helps control sebum and oil production throughout the day. So if you struggle with producing natural oils and your skin feels really dry, this might be too much for you. So I wanted to mention that, but if you have oily skin or normal to oily or combo skin, I think this is worth a try if you haven't tried it. Again, if you like a matte finish. Okay, the next two, you guys, let's talk about the one that I would recommend if you have drier skin. This is the Hourglass Ambient Soft Glow Foundation. Now, this is such a beautiful foundation. It gives great coverage. It gives a kind of a radiant matte finish, which is very odd to say, but that's probably the best way to describe it. There's no shine, like it doesn't look shiny. It reflects light, so the skin doesn't look flat and matte. It looks radiant. It's so weird. It's radiant without any shine or glow. It's foolproof. You put this on in the morning and your makeup looks good all day long. I love this. I can't say enough great things about this. This is a standout product to me from Hourglass. This is the shade 7.5 that I wear, and it's like the perfect shade for me. Love this. Okay, and then the last product is the Dior Forever Matte Foundation. This is a holy grail of mine. I've been using this for a few years. This is a foundation that I continue to repurchase when I run out of it. I'm the shade 2.5 Neutral in here, and it also is a great shade for me. This is very similar to the Hourglass in terms of coverage. The biggest difference between the two, I would say, is the finish. They both have like a matte finish that lasts all day, but this again has that light reflection radiance to it that this doesn't. This will give you more of that like flat porcelain doll matte finish. Really great with blurring pores and texture. I love this. This also comes in a glow formula. I used it, I remember making a video on it, but I couldn't tell you what I thought about it. I don't use it anymore. I'm more of a matte girl, so that's why. But I'm only saying that because if you have really dry skin and you don't like matte foundations typically, I would recommend trying the glow. Maybe get a sample of it and see how that one works for you. So yeah, I wanted to share that. So those are my top products for pores and texture. I will link everything in the description description box below. I want to, again, remind you guys of the City Beauty sale that is happening right now, 35% off. I mean, that's just such a huge discount, 35% off site-wide. I definitely recommend the City Lips. I will list all of my favorite shades down below in the description box. I recommend the mascara, and I also recommend their masks. I love their sheet masks. Super, super hydrating and a really nice kind of self-care treat. So Lisa J is the code, 35% off now through the 19th. Everything will be in the description box. Thank you guys for hanging out with me. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please let me know what your favorite products are to minimize pores and texture and smooth out the skin. I love that we can all learn from each other in the comment section below by sharing our favorites. And if you do end up sharing, let us know what type of skin you have. Is it normal? Is it dry? Is it oily? Is it combo? I think that helps too. Have a great day, you guys. I'll see you in my next one, and bye.